Hey y'all, how's it going today? Happy Tuesday. What's up, Scott? Hey Brandon. Hey Conscious. Good to see y'all this Tuesday. Let's get ready. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, you probably can hear it in my voice. Let me start this by saying, first of all, I always tell y'all, ain't nobody tell me nothing. Y'all ain't tell me about this au pair story. I guess I've been delving in Tiffany, Henyard, Dalton, and of course my favorite TLC shows. But y'all ain't tell me about this au pair. I gotta do a whole video on about this tonight. Why y'all ain't tell me about this au pair over there and her I don't know why people get an au pair anyway anymore, but just horrible. But anyway, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. We talk about what we want to talk about when we're ready to talk about it. Hey Tracy, my princess. Hello, Choose, my sister. Love you, Choose. If you can't help us meet our 1999 live stream goal. Now, I'm going to start this off with saying, and you can do that below, Cash App, Venmo, or you can buy me a coffee. Thank you so much. You being here is enough. I'm gonna start this off by saying, y'all just be ready for the retaliation that Berg gonna get, because I just have to speak up. And we didn't know at the beginning of this situation that we thought Tiffany was the devil, right? We didn't know what was going on with the other administration that was trying to take over. And now we know. But I have to talk about this. Y'all gonna fall for it? Like, I'm really disappointed. Are you gonna let them do this to y'all again? So now we're more during this voting time, we're more concerned about if Tiffany qualified and registered as a Republican in Atlanta. Okay, I want to be clear. We're more concerned that if Tiffany Henyard, are you gonna let these people do this to you again? Us here is who I'm speaking to. Okay, y'all gonna let them do this to you again? Now we're bringing up the rent thing again. Okay, so now we got Ben Bradley and them over there bringing up. Now the whole time they're telling you to vote yes for a referendum. Remember, Dalton wasn't in the business of real estate. We in the business of real estate now. Okay. Dalton wasn't, we weren't doing investments. We wasn't getting the pool fixed. We wasn't gonna get that pool fixed. Remember that? Now we got a whole new gym, which is cool with me. But how did we get the gym? They walked out the meeting when it was a $33 million lawsuit. Now we got to pay $40 million. Y'all gonna let them do this again? Y'all gonna let them do this again right during the election when you have to vote for 3 referendums? That lands them in their seats for 16 years. Now, I want to tell y'all what that means, okay? They didn't say who would land in their seats for 16 years. What if since y'all so against Andrew Holmes, what if he get reelected? I don't think he's going to want to run again. That's my opinion. But what if he get reelected? So Andrew going to be able to sit there for 16 years? What has Tammy Brown done? Like, what? Tammy Brown ran up on a senior citizen. Other than that, what has she done? So you gonna let her sit there for 16 years? They are voting on their retirement plan on our backs, and y'all okay with that? Look how y'all put, and this ain't no shade. This is just the truth. Look how y'all moved Napoleon in And people get mad when you even say Napoleon, but we gotta say, look how you put Napoleon in, and he went ahead and raised his salary to 200 what $30,000, and then gave y'all a box of macaroni and cheese in your food boxes. What are y'all doing as a community? What are we doing? Why do y'all think that's okay? And no, I don't. I have no interest in politics. I have no interest in running for anything before anybody start that rumor. I never have and never would. Um, I'm talking about, what are y'all doing? Y'all, I sent a simple FOIA request. Let me tell you what I did. I sent a simple FOIA request and I asked them, hey, so the this is, I got it on paper, black and white. I said, hey, so y'all have this mental health thing from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let's just be real. Dalton has a mental health thing from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. They gave them the water department building to do it. So my whole thing was, what was the benefits to Dalton? How many people show up? Like, do they keep account? So how many people, if we're keeping the lights on for this mental health thing only on Mondays from 10 a.m. to 12, that's the only day we have it. We have, so if you drop your kid off at Burger Vandenberg or Diekman, you got to rush down there and be there by 10 a.m. even though you got to go to work. So you got to call off work. I said, is it any other way you could do one weekday, one Sunday? Who made it? Who made it that these people get a whole building from 10 a.m. to 12 on a Monday? Is it any way all month? All month. Wouldn't it be feasible to say, hey, you know what? Come through on Saturday mornings. We're offering it from 9 to 11, 10 to 12, whatever. For the moms that are stressed out, for the wives and the husbands that are stressed out, for the people that have to work Monday through Friday that are stressed out. Why would it be a mental health situation from 10 to 12? So that was my question. Just so you know, like, how many people show up? They said we have to refer. Basically, we keep those records in a separate area. So then I said, hey, what's up with the partnership of this and that? They were like, we got to refer to our lawyer. They answered none of the FOIAs. And my whole thing is, if we're supposed to be helping, okay, so the water main breaks. Every week we got what, 3 to 4 water main breaks? 3 to 4, maybe 5. I understand the infrastructure is old, but I've lived in Dalton a long time. We've had 3 to 4 water main breaks every week since I was 8 years old. So what's the replacement procedure? Are we just putting duct tape on it? Like little stuff. How can we change that? How much does it cost every time a water main break? What's the company that fixed the water main breaks? So when our water main break, does Public Works just fix the whole water main break? Now go to the Village of Dalton YouTube page and you'll see that, right? Go over there to the Village of Dalton YouTube page and you'll see that. All right. Does Public Works just fix it? Do we have an outsourced company that fix it? How much does it cost the taxpayers? Just simple questions. Finally, this is the one they said that I had to go to council. The Dalton Trustees YouTube page. Now that all the Dalton trustees are elected, where does that money go? Now that all the Dalton trustees are elected for their YouTube page, where does the money go? And does the money go back into the community or back to the community? You know how they send out text messages to us to let us know what's going on? Where does all that money go that they generate from the Village of Dalton Trustees YouTube page or the Village of Dalton YouTube page? Now that they know how to monetize. So what's the numbers on that? No results found. So these are the questions that I'm just asking about. Now we're going into Pope Leo. They pump, the press is pumping Pope Leo out. Like Pope Leo, like leave my name out of here. Leave my name out of this. But on top of that, are y'all gonna fall for this Tiffany Henyard blind side again? Are y'all gonna really fall for that? It don't matter to me. Look, I'm trying to get out of here 19.99 at a time. Hit the Venmo, hit the Cash App. I'm trying to get out of here. But I want y'all to please wake up. Please wake up. Are y'all gonna fall for this? Y'all really gonna fall for this? The reason the Village of Lansing looks so good is because they have a 2-term limit. Mayor Patty did a wonderful job, in my opinion, from the outside. I don't know. But she did a great job. Now they got a new mayor trying to outdo her, the 2-term limit. Homewood is doing so good. Frankfurt is doing so good. But we got all these cities around us doing so good because they can't be like Mayor Kellogg and be in there 30 years. Like Harvey. They can't be like that. You know what I mean? So this should not be a retirement plan. They should have to run again, or they should have to move around. I mean, the limit means they can't run again, but they should have to move around, not make decisions for their friends and their people. If you don't like Tiffany, imagine if Tiffany would have been able to sit there for 16 years. Imagine if she would have been able to sit there for 16 years. All right, let's move on to yeah. Gardner said South Holland doesn't have term limits, but at least the mayor actually lives in South Holland. Touche. I missed our lunchtime superstars. Did you say that, Gardner? I was so busy talking. Cases, congratulations. I see your numbers growing. Cases, why you ain't tell me nothing about this au pair? Why you ain't tell me about this au pair over there? And hey, Scott, yeah. Oh, Scott, I got it. We're gonna go over the 4 years I got. Now, let me tell you the 4 years that's taken the longest. I asked for the board packet. I simply asked for the board packet from the last meeting. Ain't got it yet. Now, why you gotta look that far? Why you gotta look that far from the board packet? I just want to see what bills we got. That's it. That's it. Choose. You can't get no mental health services if you got it. If you gotta drop your baby off at 9. If you gotta drop your baby off at 9, your husband gotta use the car at 8. Whatever's going on in your life, you gotta wash dishes at 9:30. Go to a post office. 10 to 12. Who came up with 10 to 12? And how much does that cost? Like, how much does it cost us as the taxpayers? That's all I'm asking. It's no, and they get so mad. They will think more on how to attack me than on how to just answer the question. Okay, I think it would be simple, and I think that a lot of residents would benefit if you said, "Hey, the first, second, and third, well, let's say the second Monday, the second week, we do Wednesday 6 to 8 after work." Who's gonna be able to go to the I want to know the numbers. How many people show up to this mental health thing? Just because you guys are standing up at the podium, how many people actually show up to this mental health thing from 10 to 12 in all of Thornton Township? Just asking. That is such a mental health is real. People need help. Y'all voted down on a mental health referendum and all of that stuff when Tiffany tried to have a whole situation for us. But now it's okay for us to have 10 to 12 on a Monday? I can't even get my thoughts together on a Monday. Monday is like I gotta recalibrate. 10 to 12. And who's the counselor? Is it a group setting? Can I go in there privately and talk to someone? So it's a workshop. Is it a different thing every week for the workshop? Just asking. Just asking. Okay. But everyone want to vote yes to the the referendum would leave them in there for 16 years. Why would you want anyone to rule over your town for 4 terms? Why would you want that? And then ask yourself right now, why would they push Tiffany out and then say, hey, vote us in? You haven't even put your foot in good enough. They put in all these. So you know what that means? That means the lawyers they have a job for 16 years. What's the people you don't like? Odelson and them. Their job is great. The PR, Nikita and them got a job for 16 years. Whoever they just hired, what's his name? St. John man, that they put in the end of the board meeting and voted him in, the village manager, he got a job for 16 years. Why would y'all want that? And let me tell you this. Let me tell you what brought this about. I got people here in Dalton, and I'm ashamed to say this. They telling me that look at what I saw, and I'm ashamed to say this. Look what I saw on Nate the Lawyer channel. Y'all, I got a whole text message thread where someone told me, I'm gonna be light with this, but someone told me, "Oh, I gotta call you back." Nate the Lawyer's on the phone. Whole text message thread. This is a bigger channel. They have bigger situations going on. They're bigger than me. I got 11 people watching. But ask yourself, why would this even be a topic and 108 people are watching, and the people watching are from here, from Dalton? And then when I asked them back, I said, hey, did you hear about the referendum? The referendums, sorry, with an S. Hey, did you? No, I didn't hear about that. Hey, did you see Tiffany? Did you see Tiffany got to pay $10,000? Did you see Tiffany? Hey, did you? So how are you voting for the referendums? What's that? Wait, we supposed to vote? Where I vote at? This is exactly what they want. Us to be so engulfed in tabloid stuff, the National Enquirer of YouTube, that we're worried about her just qualifying or re-registering. Because if you registered as a Republican, it'll show up on your records too. We so worried about that and her bills. We're not worried about our taxes. We're not worried about our taxes. But we worry about what Tiffany doing, if she a Republican, Democrat, or whatever she want to do. We still got to live here, y'all. And I say y'all because I know a lot of people that listen to me have friends and family here in Dalton. You know, we still got to live here. Come on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Let me read these referendum questions. Hold on, let me grab it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, y'all. Let me get my headphones. Okay, hold on, guys. Gotta put these off. Okay, sorry about all that noise. Okay, now this is what they want you to vote yes to. Now, this is for only the people that care. Funding for flooding. Vote yes. Shall the Village of Dalton, Cook County, Illinois seek additional state funds from the Illinois General Assembly to mitigate flooding within the Village of Dalton? Village of Dalton Public Infrastructure. Shall the Village of Dalton, Cook County, Illinois dedicate sufficient funds it will receive from future sales tax for investments in its public infrastructure, including but not limited to investments in its roads, alley, paths, and sidewalks? Now, y'all know that's going to cost us money. Village of Dalton term limits. Shall the current term limits now for the, so that means they want Tammy Brown extended, possibly Stan Brown, possibly Andrew Holmes. For the Village of, I don't think, like I said, I think Andrew done. He don't want to run no more. Shall the current term limits for the Village of Dalton be amended? Current term limits. So that means Kiana. That means Brittany. They about to, so so right now you got your Stan, you got your Tammy, you got your Andrew. They up next election. Shall the current term limits for the Village of Dalton be amended so that elected officers of the Village of Dalton may serve in the same office for no more than 4 full 4-year terms, beginning at the next municipal election in the Village of Dalton? That's crazy. They already run unopposed. And you saw when one person, Denashe was one person out of 4 that wanted to run. They tore him up. They tore, what was that lady name? Cassandra. One person, they didn't even have a chance of winning. They acted a fool. That's a Tiffany plant. That's a crazy. 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 Y'all gonna let them do that to us? You are. You are. You gonna let them do that to us. And Tiffany still ain't gonna go to jail. All right. That's all I want to say. I think it's sad that us as a community, but I think I be having wishful thinking. I have wishful thinking when I just be like, man, I wish we could come together as a community. We just can't. I hope y'all prove me wrong, but we just can't. Like, it's just some things that just don't make sense. And if you guys let this, they're going to do this every election, distract us, distract us, distract us, not answer questions, not answer questions, not answer questions. That that's not that's not leadership. That's not transparency. And like I said, I just want to bring out and help you guys see what's going on in the community. Not hating, not going against anybody, just things I saw. The whole reason they did a smear campaign on me was because I was like, wait a minute now, wait a minute. And they were like, oh no, this heifer is awoke a little bit. She's sitting over there asking questions. What's happening? Like, why would you do this? Why would you walk out here? What is going on here? And that's why they had to destroy me. But look at, hold on, y'all, hold on. What was the one I sent? Hold on, I sent my friend something yesterday, and I couldn't believe they made this man look like Jesus yesterday. I was done. But y'all that listen to me from the community, come on, y'all, wake up. They could be your favorite people. Just wake up. Just wake up. They could be your favorite people. Just be like, politics aside, I don't know if this is best for my family, if this is best for what I invested in. You know what I mean? Where I wanted my family to live. Is this the best? But y'all do what you want to do. And look, check on us in a year, like I always say. Don't I choose? Check on us in a year. Check on us a year because this is not. So now, how much is this gonna cost us? Now y'all can say nothing, but don't let me see him at the board meeting. Which we will. Let's go ahead.
Surreal to me.
Which I'm not hating on this brother at all. I just know it's coming. It's not his fault. I know it's coming. He didn't know what he had when he had it, because you guys over here on the channel, y'all know when we were doing history, nobody want to hear about that history. But the way they got him looking like Jesus in here is too much.
When Joe Hall bought an abandoned church, he didn't expect the spotlight.
Nature made sunroof.
I ain't gonna lie though, that is a dope shot. One thing about Berg ain't no hater. That is a dope shot for him to have with a hole in the roof. ain't that dope, y'all? For him to have a hole in the roof and the light shine through and the stained glass windows. That is a nice shot. I ain't gonna lie. Do your thing, Joe. Do your thing. I ain't no hater over here. That's one thing. I ain't no hater.
On top of the church.
St. Mary of the Assumption in Riverdale hasn't hosted mass.
Oh, Riverdale, it's on you. I thought it was
one thing that remained constant and still intact are the beautiful.
Oh, let me look. I stand corrected. That's why Ben Bradley and Regina didn't get their hands on him. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Stained glass windows.
The forgotten church and old school building are suddenly the focus of attention for good reason.
The first American Pope.
This is where Pope Leo XIV went to school and to church.
To know that an actual Pope walked through these hallways and in these classrooms is amazing.
Joe is committed to preserving this place.
This is my opportunity to sort of give back to what was poured into me a long time ago.
And he's counting on help from a second spotlight.
Recently, it's been announced that we are part of the Chicago 7 now.
The church and its campus are on the Preservation Chicago list of most endangered buildings of 2026.
Now, wow. Okay, so so I've heard about that. Because I think I could be wrong, but I thought St. Martin de Porres was on that list at one time, but it's a school and a church right here. Could it be preserved? Smart business decision. This is interesting because I think that Dalton, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, burgundy blue. I went to Catholic school. Sorry, Gardis. I went to Catholic school, kindergarten through third grade. let me educate you, Gardis. Is Gardis still on here? Tell Gardis, let me educate him right quick. Now, was Dalton, Riverdale, and South Holland? I don't know, but I know growing up, it used to be a lot of Catholic churches and schools, and I don't see them anymore. So this is going to be interesting. So when they renovate it, now this is my question, if he's still here, will it open up to be a Catholic church, or can it be anything? Just a question. Let me educate you, guys. Kindergarten, third grade. I got you.
We spotlight them, if you will, so that developers and other stakeholders can come.
And hold on, and let me not leave out Choose Compassion, who went to the Bozo show from a Catholic school. So let us educate you. But what can they open this up to be anything, or will it go back into the Catholic Church? I'm just wondering.
Together and realize how important these resources are and invest in them.
A spotlight might be all this church needs.
It really does open this up as an idea for a pilgrimage site.
The idea is to turn the church into what's called an oratory. And so it'll still remain a place of worship, a place where people can come, have intimate events. But the main thing is it will be a place where the community can come in and actually, pray.
And someday, maybe this place could welcome back a pope.
And that's the goal, is to get this place up and running to the point where he can come home.
Empty and in.
You know what? I'm not mad at Joe over here. Go ahead, Joe. But it's so, because when he bought this, he didn't know what he was buying. And for this this blessing, if you will, to land in his life, you know one thing about me. Go ahead, Joe. So, and your Joe family, because it was his wife and a lot of people behind him. So a oratory, so will it be open where people could just go in there? I remember my parish used to be open all the time. We could just go in there and pray. So that would be pretty cool. And then a school, because across the street, it was a Catholic school too. And they used to have summer camp. Like, I'm always bringing y'all down like a little history of my memory, but they used to have summer camp and all of that cool stuff. So but I think across the street from there, they made it a funeral home. I'm gonna do a ride along and drive by there. But if I'm not mistaken, if anybody from Dalton is in that area, I think across the street they opened a funeral home over there now. So, But a school would be nice. A school would be nice. And it doesn't have to be a Catholic school. Couldn't it be like a school? I don't know. No, it's not. Choose. Somebody get choose. The Catholic Church sold the building, so it's not their responsibility. Thank you, Gardens. We want to do. Girl, hold on. Conscious. Girl, when Stan said we want to do what the Catholic do, I went under my desk. I was flabbergasted. So that's all I want to say. I want to just talk about, y'all don't let them just pull the wool over your eyes. I understand this politics. I understand people want to keep their jobs. Hell, I understand people want to keep their health insurance. But do we want the same clerk for 16 years? So you want Clerk Key for 16 years? You want you want Stan Brown for 8 more years. You want Tammy for 8 more years. Y'all do what you want to do. Like I said, I'm trying, y'all. I'm about to get me a tent and go to Will County. I get out of Cook County. I'm about to, Gardens, you gonna see me on the border of Will County, like I'm here. What did hold on. This gonna be Gardens driving to Will County. Hold on. This gonna be me. This gonna be me. Cause y'all gonna let this happen. This me and Dalton. Hold on. This me and Dalton.
Gonna lock you up and just let you out to work.
The jail you plan for me is the one you're gonna rot in. See me, get in the car. Get in the car.
I knocked you up one.
Everything you've done to me, already done to you.
That's me and Jason. black. I may even be ugly. But dear God, I'm here. I'm here. That's when God is find me, I'm gonna be. I'll be like, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take what you gotta take. I may be poor, I may be black, I may be ugly, but I'm in Will County. Yeah. What? Somebody said that? What? Oh Lord, don't tell me that, Scott. Oh, choose. Oh my God. Okay. So that's you, baby. That's me right now. I gotta get up out of here, baby. Y'all don't fight for nothing over here, and I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So yeah, just want to tell y'all. Look at the referendums. Think about it. Don't just push yes because you saw a sign that said push yes. Don't just push no because you saw Berg say push no. Don't do any of those. Research for yourself. We have to start thinking for ourselves. We have to start looking into things for ourselves. Do you? I think the most thing that flabbergasted me, and I don't care because they get mad at me every time I say this. The fact that Napoleon Harris sat up there and pushed his salary under what kind of bill was it, y'all? It wasn't fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease bill, and just slid into him and his lawyers, the same lawyers we got here in Dalton, just slid in $238,000. Are you kidding? Y'all don't care? Yeah. Okay. All right. Look, but your neighbors will fight, won't they? Won't the boo boo be? Okay, so okay, I'll be back tonight. I got to talk about the Jesse Jackson funeral. So I want to get a panel going because I think we all saw Jesse Jackson funeral, and I want to talk about how awesome it was for. I was joking about how long it was, but what a life where you had to have that long of a funeral, right? However, I want to talk about some of the mishaps that went on at the funeral, which was going to happen. One being, did y'all see what Jacqueline Jackson got up there? When Jacqueline Jackson got up there, and the organist started playing during her speech. Let's end off there. Oh my god, it was such a beautiful speech. And you rarely see Jacqueline Jackson. And it was such a beautiful speech. And then let me also talk about, since we're talking about politics right quick, Jesse Jackson Jr. We're gonna talk about it because the way he stood up for his sisters and stuff during this funeral, I really liked that. I thought it was really cool. He made sure that his littlest sister was seen because people were talking about how she was like not Jacqueline's daughter. He had Jesse Jackson had an affair. What was that lady's name? Oh, it started with a K. I can't remember her name. But she came to Dalton too a lot. Like, so when I tell y'all about the stories about Dalton, I'm telling y'all this from history. Okay, so this is history. So I forgot to correct this. So when I said Jesse Jackson Jr. ran for mayor, it wasn't like publicized. He came to Dalton, set roots, and he was going to run for mayor. Mayor Shaw got wind of it and they knew he would win. So it's sort of like broke out. This was after the congressman's seat. And this was during the time that Mayor Shaw's brother was a commissioner. So this, y'all, I was in the middle of all this because I worked the office jobs. So then, what is her name? What was the lady? Anybody know who Jesse Jackson baby mama name is? Was it Karen? What was her name? But anyway, she was a lobbyist. Hold on, Jesse Jackson baby mama. Look, can you put that in there? Does that happen? Karen. Her name was Karen Stafford. So during that time, I have the book actually. The book was My Life at the Bar by George Howard. George Howard was the neighbor to Jesse Jackson Sr. and Jesse Jackson Jr. I didn't even know that side of the South Side existed, Southeast, until I started working for Lisa Ray as her stylist for a while. And when I went over there, those mansions over there are just amazing and beautiful. I never went there, but they had horse farms and all type of stuff over there. So that's how I got to see Jesse Jackson Sr. That's it. You know, so if you've been over there, don't go by Farrakhan House because I can't tell you what's gonna happen if you slow your car up. But just really, really cool houses, right? So I'm a suburbanite at that point, so I didn't know those houses existed. But it was a lot going on in Village Hall, in the old Village Hall in Dalton back in those days. So when they thought Jesse Jackson Jr., because when he walked the halls of Village Hall, everybody was like, just the way he was poised and nice, and he sat there and talked to everyone and really engaged with them. That's what I remember as young 21, 22-year-old Berg. I remember everybody was like, oh my goodness, he's so amazing, he's so nice, he's so cool. And Sandy was just as beautiful and poised. They look like Ken and Barbie, the black Ken and Barbie. When they thought when he had planted roots here for like Mayor Shaw was like, get them out of here. Get them out of here. No, not at that time. That's why they started to fight. Oh, yes. That's why Mayor Shaw was like, get them out of there. Because Jesse Jackson Jr. would have won in a landslide if he would have won. Not like my girl Kim, which they didn't give a chance to. I want to say, shout out to Miss Kim that ran for mayor of Dalton too. Hoes with attitude. But no, yeah, when he came there, I didn't know what he came there for, you know, because I wasn't into the politics. But when they thought he was gonna, he got a house here in Dalton. He had got a house here in Dalton, or address. Hold on, let me be clear because I want my words to be clear. He had planted roots here, and I can't say this, but this is off the record. I want to say David Miller. I'm now remember I'm 50 years old almost, so I want to say David Miller was supporting him at that time. And was David Miller running against? Now this is my memory. I could be wrong about this. This is not, you know, y'all can research this part by yourself. David Miller might have been running against Bob Shaw, maybe for a commissioner. Now that's, I could be wrong. But David Miller, and this is me saying allegedly, but I remember this distinctively. When Jesse Jackson came to Dalton, whatever meeting he had, it was up and stuck after that. They was like, no, do whatever you gotta do, but he got to get out of here. Then he decided not to run after that. Not I don't mean do whatever you gotta do in the bad way. I just mean, hey, whatever the hell kind of disagree, whatever, come to terms. Because if Jesse Jackson Jr. could have been the mayor of Dalton, because it was just so easy, because as he flowed through employees, everybody, he was just so charming and nice. So I remember the time when he went to prison, and then I think he said he was bipolar, but like he said he was light-skinned bipolar, not dark-skinned bipolar. It was weird. It was weird the way they're like, he bipolar, but he not bipolar all the way. It was just weird how that went down. I haven't seen Sandy since. I would love to know if she came to the funeral services. If anybody saw her there, let me know. Then they got divorced. That was really sad. And now he's running again. But what I really liked was the way he protected his sisters at this funeral. It was really, really, really awesome to see. So I want to get to the point where this organist probably got fired the day after. Let's go, y'all. Somebody, we have to get Choose and Scott out of here today. And Garnish, y'all are cracking it. He was Lansing bipolar, not Dalton bipolar. That's the pop. That's the now that's the way to say it. That's exactly what he was. He was not. He was Lansing bipolar. He was, or what I would tell Garnish, he was South Holland bipolar, not Dalton. Yes. It was a lot going on there during. That's why I love history, because it just shows us where we were. I remember, do I need to play that video? It might have been on members only, so I have to open that up. Do y'all remember when I went to the library and showed Tiffany's high school photos? Do you know I basically got all kind of threats after that, because they were mad that I showed she went to high school here, and then they came out on Dalton Politics. She went to high school here, but she lived on the west side. Like, no, she didn't. She lived in Dalton. So history is important. Don't let them fool you. It's really cool to look back at history and see how far we came, or what we may not want to repeat. Okay. Let's look at Jacqueline, which I just thought, oh, she stole my heart. I think she's just amazing. And she's never in a public. Now, I'm not going to. Sorry, y'all. This mic. I'm not going to play her whole speech. I think you guys should go look at Jacqueline, who's just, I don't know if she's Dr. Jacqueline. I'm not sure. But I know she's super, got like 89 degrees behind her name. Choose. Okay, Choose. But I'm not going to play this all the way. Wait a minute. Was it only 19 minutes? She really couldn't get through. And what I love is she was talking about caregiving. And people don't give caregivers enough credit. And she was a caregiver for her father, the senior caregiver at the end of her father's life. And let me tell you, as a caregiver, I don't want to get emotional, but as a caregiver for several people in my life, to watch the strong person you once knew just change in front of you, it's just something else. It's different watching your parents age than to watch them not be able to feed themselves or clothe themselves or pick up a telephone. And I just appreciate her giving that speech. And she also thanked all the caregivers that helped her, right? And I also want to say, Leak and Sons, y'all did your thing. You did your thing. Okay, let's go to the part where somebody got fired, because I want to do a panel and I want to talk about I want to talk about this with a group of people later.
Necessitating that all of us, all of our family, our broader
now look at Jesse Jr. the way he be looking around.
So
hold on.
Participate sibling
Hold on, let me see.
of his illness. This
Let me see if I can find
sense
it.
of internal standards. His
Oh,
ability
I
to
think it was like at
communicate.
10 minutes. Hold on.
From
I think it was 10
in the
minutes.
rocking chair, he'd look out during our legendary and create. Dad would stay by.
Hold on. Was it 11?
Beautiful.
Oh.
And we'd sleep until daybreak.
Oh, this was it right here, y'all.
Porch. And there in the
so wait,
chair.
it was a rule. It was a rule that if you weren't a Jackson person, you get a 2-minute, if you will, 2-minute window. But if you were a Jackson, you look around. No, it was a lot going on. The girl in the background, hold on, it's this girl with this black necklace in the background. She was a problem too. She was texting on her phone. This was a long funeral. So I could understand but let me tell you something about the siblings. I loved how they had stood up and hugged everybody during the wake and shook hands. And they did that for 3 days. And girl, you in the choir and on the phone. Girl, the camera facing you behind the Jacksons and you on the phone. It was just tacky, but we're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to this because I'm gonna call the girl right there with the black necklace a mess. I don't know if you can see my pointer right here. She was a mess. She was laughing, giggling, acting up, and Jesse had to turn around, look at her too. But watch the organist. Now, anybody that's grew up in a church, you know what this means.
He'd look out the window and he'd say, "Now, isn't that beautiful?"
Now she's still talking.
We'd sleep until daybreak. I'm going to finish.
Ooh, he said, "Don't do that." He said, Jesse Jackson Jr. said, "Don't do that." Why did the organist think it was okay, or the piano player think it was okay to play this song? I mean, you know, that's the Time's Up. That's what they do. They play the music to get you off the stage. This is his daughter. This is his daughter. Let her talk as long as she needs to.
On the stairs, it must have been 3 or 4 in the morning, to the front porch. And there in the rocking chair, he'd look out the window and he'd say, "Now, isn't that beautiful?" And we'd sleep until
Watch
daybreak.
Jesse.
I'm going to finish every word prepared. Every single word prepared from my father's homegoing.
She should not have had to say that. That I know dude was funny. Dude, Jesse looked over there and said, "Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't have me come over there." I know he was fired for the Saturday funeral. This went on for about 4 days. We got to talk about this funeral. Obama. It was some dude that walked up there with a dang Martin G. Johnson camera. You know how Martin G. Johnson walk around with the he got his phone on his gimbal or whatever. He walked and put it in the face of the coffin, and Lika's son had to get up and get him out the way. It was something else. It was let me tell you, it was a historical time. It was a historical time. I'll say that. The organ means, yeah, he started playing it. Jesse said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." Then Jesse Jr. got up the next day and cussed all 3 presidents. When he should have cussed Kamala out. Because Kamala got up there acting. I was like, "Kamala, what are you doing? What are you doing?" She got up there talking about a line I predicted. Like, who gave her a peppermint schnapps before she... Who gave Kamala Harris a peppermint schnapps in her coffee before she got up there talking about I predicted a lot? Girl, this is a funeral. This is a funeral. Ugh. Oh, choose. It was this funeral was juicy. You know, I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's so long." But you guys, I must confess, I ended up going on the expressway and I was like, "Dang, what y'all waiting on? What's hold out?" And then I saw the lights flashing. I said, "Oh my gosh, they're bringing Jesse to the House of Hope, right?" Which is in Pullman. Correct me if I'm wrong. 111th. And I was like, man, all these people, they don't care who you were able to get in. Now it did shut down. Because that's not far from Dalton. It did get shut down because they cut the expressway off to bring in the motorcades of the presidents, right? The I guess the Secret Service, if you will. I guess to bring them in. So you know, those of us that live here, we know when Obama come to town, we like, ugh. We happy he here, but we like, But yeah, they had to shut it down. So that made a lot of people turn around. But the days before it even got to the House of Hope and all of that stuff, they let everybody in. It didn't matter what walk of life, who you were, whatever, you were able to see Jesse Jackson get sent off. And it really was a beautiful sight to see. And like I said, I know I was joking about it, but at the end of the day, what was so cool about it was, I was joking about how long the funeral was. They wouldn't be able to get all these people here in 1 or 2 days, so I guess that's why they took him around the world and then brought him back, and then all those people were there to, you know, send him off. But, it was something we probably won't see again in our lifetime, like a civil rights, um, you know, person to be sent off that way. So it was really, really, really awesome to see, just to be casually driving down the street. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm trying to get to Target or Walmart or whatever, you know, wherever I was going. And I was like, what's taking so long? And it was the Jesse Jackson, you know, they were trying to take him to the House of Hope, and it was really cool. But yeah, anyway, besides that, or trying to get the people in the House of Hope, I don't know. He probably was already there. Good name, ain't no telling. But besides all that, we got to talk about all the juiciness of the funeral, because Obama speech, Kamala Harris speech, Biden didn't even know he was there. Bill Clinton, look, Hillary, and after her talk about the Epstein files, I'm glad to see she out, because she cussed everyone out about the Epstein files. And then who else was just Juicy was there. Juicy Smollett, he was there. The black people sitting in the front pew. Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all see that? When they had to tell the people to move out the front pew because that's the family seats. Reverend Meeks tried his best to contain it. What else was going on? It was so much going on. I think that was all, but I ended up listening. I wasn't watching all the way, but I was listening to the funeral, and it was really, really interesting. And I just wanted to say, the family, I couldn't withstand that many days of a funeral. I'd be like, I gotta take a day off. I did. I had to eat. I was like, oh, Jesse was up here. Jesse was up here. Girl, they took the front pew from the family. The reverends had to get up there and say, can y'all let the family in the door? Can you let the family? Now, you know what I didn't like? They should have took phones, but I knew that would be too much. When Obama came out, did y'all see when Obama came out? Hold on, because I know I want to save some of this, but when Obama came out, that was just, to me, because y'all remember what Jesse said about Obama, right? But let's go. I thought it was cool. But when he came out, I thought that was too much. I thought that was horrible the way he came. Not in a bad way. Okay. Now hold on. They had him coming out like he was on the Source Awards. Hold on. Let's go to that part. Hit the like button if you can't help us reach our 1999 live stream goal. We're currently demonetized, and that would help me a whole lot. Now watch when Obama come out. They did their thing with Jesse. Look at the phones, y'all. Standing ovation in the phones.
It's good to be home.
This is Jesse Jackson's funeral. So at this point, I wanted to say, cut the nuts off. At this point, like, why y'all got your phones out? Y'all got all that going on, and it was really overkill. It was overkill. Like when Obama came out, I wish I had the right angle. It was like the way they stood up and started screaming and fangirling. I was like, hold on, is this a better one? And they put their cameras out. I was like, oh no.
I love you back. The book of Isaiah. Where are you at? Now, see, I believe in the Constitution.
And see, the thing about it, Obama know he fine. Wait. I didn't make myself tell. He know he fine. He know he popular. This Obama Center is getting out of hand, okay? But the way the crowd, y'all should have saw. We're gonna have to pull all these clips because I want to go over it, like with Gardis and Shoes and some Chicago people, because and some North Carolina people too. Sorry, y'all. But the way they acted a fool when Tyler Perry walked in. The way the people was fangirling on Tyler Perry, it's on TikTok if y'all haven't seen it. I gotta get all these clips together because it was like, this is still a funeral. And then you guys let me know how you felt about Chris Tucker. Wait, one last clip. One last clip, because y'all let me know how you felt about this at a funeral. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about Chris Tucker.
No, this is unbelievable. I got to tell y'all my little story. Hey there, sir. A lot of preachers in here. A lot of morticians, too, ask me, am I feeling okay? Y'all leave me alone. I'm not going nowhere. No, this is beautiful. I got to tell y'all how I met the Reb really quick. I met the Reb through Willie Gary. We was all in New York, and everybody know Willie Gary got a plane. And I asked Mr. Gary, I was doing a movie about being the first black president. This was before Barack Obama. And I said, I want to meet Jesse Jackson because I want to ask him some questions. He said, oh, okay, no problem. You know, Willie Gary. And he's going to be on my plane. Go to the plane, and you can talk to him. I went to...
Y'all, the fact that they did stand up at this man film. Chris Tucker did and look, is that a lady behind us with a? Is this a lady in the choir with a phone, y'all? Is that a lady? Is this lady holding her phone in the choir? That little ring. Just tacky. Just tacky. Does the lady in the choir have a phone, y'all? 1 for yes, 2 for no. We do need Shay on that. Big old. Girl, this on TV and you on TV. So I just want to say this. This is on TV And ma'am, you are on TV. So this is a televised situation. Why do you need to record Chris Tucker? Y'all black. Y'all, okay. I'm gonna get my clips together. Yeah, we need to add Shay too, because I gotta get my clips together, because this was just look, and it's a brother right here. I don't know if y'all look at him, he got his phone out too. You guys are a part of the history. Why do you need your phones out? You're literally on TV, a part of history. This
the plane, private airport, and I was just gonna get on there to talk for a second and get off. But when I got on, they closed the door. And I said, hold up, Reb, I just want to talk to you for a second. He said, put your seatbelt on, shut up. I said, well, I don't have no stuff. Where are we going? He said, I don't know. And he asked Lamel McMorris, who worked with him at the time. He asked Lamel, where we going? Lamel said, I don't know. So we sitting on this plane and we about to take off. We took off. I said, well, maybe I'll have some good time. This is what God meant with the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And we was getting ready to talk, and Reverend fell asleep on me. He just fell right to sleep. And I said, Lamel, what's going on, man? Where we going? He said, I don't know, Doc. I don't know. We end up in somewhere, I don't know where, but it was for somebody's grandmother who passed away. Red flew all the way out there.
I'm gonna save this till I have Gardis choose. Hopefully we can convince Shay and some more people. This is just, it was just a lot. This was just sorry, y'all, I got to fix these. I got a short in my headphones. I got some new headphones, but I didn't hook them up yet. What day was this? Was this I think this was the Friday funeral, and then Saturday was the House of Hope funeral. I mean, not the Rainbow Push funeral, the private one. And that's when Jesse Jr. said again. He went off on them U.S. presidents. He said, look, y'all ain't no Reverend Jesse Jackson. And he do a eulogy instead of a eulogy. I was just like, it would have been okay if Chris Tucker would have said I felt uncomfortable doing. He didn't even do all that at Michael Jackson funeral, did he? And that was his best friend. He didn't even do all that. So he'll come to Jesse Jackson funeral and act like it's showtime at the Apollo. All right, y'all. I just wanted to chit chat with you guys. It's been an hour. I gotta get up out of here. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being so kind. Thanks for coming back just to listen to me run my mouth. You guys here in Dalton, make your vote count. Vote for who you want to. I'm not here to tell you who or who not to vote for. Vote for your household. Vote for what's right for you and your family. But make sure you're knowledgeable when you vote. All right, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.